So if you are a business using GoHighLevel and you are looking to book more appointments, you've probably been waiting for the autopilot feature where GoHighLevel is going to have a conversational booking bot inside of your sub account that allows you to book appointments on autopilot. And you've probably been waiting for this feature. And so I've been playing around with it for the past 2 hours and basically wanted to, on this video, share my thoughts and what I've seen from it so far, and just going to run some tests with all of you so you guys have an idea of, how it works, what its limitations are, and just some things I was able to figure out. So just to kind of show you real quick before I actually jump into the tests, you can see here I am logged into this particular sub account. Now this sub account has the actual conversational AI turned on, and I'll be showing you how to turn this on just if you need any guidance with that. Now if we go back into this conversation here, we will see that there is a message from the contact. So that message is being sent over here from this other sub account. And then we have the booking bot automatically responding, automatically responding via GoHighLevel. There's no Zapier, there's nothing else. It's just inside of the GoHighLevel sub account. And you can see this is me kind of interacting with the bot again, trying to jailbreak it. And then basically, the bot responds. And then I, basically kind of jailbreak it here because I was curious to see what GPT version it's on. It's saying that it's GPT-3, which is obviously kind of the base model. And obviously any bot can potentially be better than no bot, but is definitely not GPT-4. So just to quickly show you here, if I say, okay, sounds good, we should get an immediate response from the actual bot on the other end with, no Zapier, no, nothing else involved. So if I go over here, you can see the message was sent, and then there it is over here. So this is turned on. So I just wanted to kind of quickly dive into the conversation so you could see what exactly it can do. Now, let me go to this document to make sure that everyone kind of can, follow up to where we are right now, which is like, how do you actually get this feature turned on? So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to turn on conversational AI. This is in your settings, your agency settings under company. And so once you do that, there's going to, it's going to show you the charges that are associated with this particular feature. You'll accept those. And then basically when you actually go into your sub account, right, you're going to see over here under settings, you're going to have this feature called Conversation AI. And basically you should have this new feature here, which is called Autopilot Beta. And this is the feature that, pretty much everyone's been waiting for, to see how the bot responds automatically. So there's 3 versions. There's off. So that would obviously just mean off. The bot will not respond or engage with any lead. We have suggestive. This is where the bot will basically pop up with a pre-configured answer that you'll set here in your conversation flow inside of the chat. And then you can basically, select from the options the bot generates, and you manually send the response back to the user. Now, autopilot, which is what came out as of today, or at least that's when I saw it, is the ability to do what I just showed you, where if I say, okay, and I message, this sub account over here, it's basically going to, send me a response. So sometimes, high level will obviously take a little bit to load, but if I send that response over here, right, this is the automatic response from the bot. So this is what autopilot is. So that's first things first. You have to turn on conversation AI in the agency settings. And then from there, you log into the actual specific sub account, and then you turn on autopilot. Okay, so that's how you actually get to where we are. Now, these are the 3 main tests that I came up with because I was wanting to understand how it worked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to delete this contact here from both of these test sub accounts. That way we basically have fresh data. Actually, I can leave this one because this is going to serve as, being the contact or the lead. So what I'm going to do here in this account, which is where the bot is actually turned on, is I am going to delete this this contact here, and I'll show you why as we go through these first few tests. So the first test, right, is to test an outbound message from the GoHighLevel account that has the bot turned on. So let's just say that you have a business, right, and you would like to use this GoHighLevel booking bot to send an outbound message to either one of 2 use cases to keep it simple. One, let's just say cold SMS. So you get a list of prospects for your business, and you basically want to send them a message, and if they respond, have some sort of booking bot, right, respond and attempt to get them to book in, right? This is one of the biggest use cases for people that have purchased my GPT snapshot is they want to get a list of contacts, send them a cold outbound SMS. When that contact responds, have ChatGPT respond, and then basically attempt to book that prospect in for an appointment. So, that's one use case. The second could be, doesn't necessarily need to be cold outbound SMS, but let's just say that you have a list of contacts that you've already acquired from Facebook ads, Google ads, wherever you've, basically built a list, right? But you want to reactivate, right, these leads with getting them on your calendar. So let's just say you have 1,000 leads that you've already paid for through a combination of sources like Facebook ads, Google ads, organic marketing, whatever it is. You've got names and phone numbers of people that you haven't talked to in a while. And you basically want to send them a text blast. And then if they respond, right, we want to get them booked in on your calendar so that you can hopefully make more sales, right? So the exact same kind of function, right, which is taking a list of people and initiating a conversation with them. And then if they respond, right, then having the GoHighLevel booking bot respond. So this would be any form of an outbound message. So this is the first test that we're going to run because this is the biggest use case that I've seen people using my snapshot for. And people always ask about that, right? Because with outbound, you can, there's an unlimited pool of lists that you can purchase or, scrape, whatever you want to call it, right? So basically what we're going to do is we have this GoHighLevel sub account, right? And this is basically the, booking bot's phone number, right? And so what we're going to do now that we've deleted this contact, if I refresh here, we can basically see that there is no, contact here. And I will show you that the conversation AI is turned on. Okay. So in my, tests, what I found, which is, I guess, considered this hypothesis for this specific test, was that the automatic booking bot as of now, right? Everything I'm saying is just as this is a first look, right? So this will probably change. All this stuff is going to, get adjusted and they're going to do different things, right? But my hypothesis as of now, based on what I saw, was that the automatic booking bot only responds if the message is first received from the customer or the lead. So basically what I mean in this specific test is that if we initiate a conversation, right, with a contact and we get a response, there will be no automatic response from the bot. So we're going to test that by adding in this test lead. Okay, so you could apply this logic to, let's just say this is a list of 1,000 leads, right? If we send this contact a message, so before I do that, I'll clear this conversation. That way we can basically, see it kind of from scratch every time. So if we delete this conversation here, this is the account here that is basically the lead. And so we're going to get a message right over here from the actual bot. This would be like a lead getting a message from a business, right? So we're going to say, hello. And that's going to be outbound, right? We are initiating the actual message. And just to confirm before I respond, the booking bot is turned on, okay? So if I go back over here, we can see here, we initiated a message to the actual contact. So I will have received that, okay? So in theory, not even in theory, I mean, just in practice, but in theory, because I haven't yet tested it, if I respond here as the contact, if the booking bot works, right, with initiating outbound conversations, then the bot would respond, right? So based on my tests, I wasn't able to get it to do that. And like I said, one, I could be wrong. And two, this could be adjusted later. Okay. So if I say, hi there, from what I was able to test, I wasn't able to get it to turn on. That would be dope if it turns on right now. And I'm, because this is a big feature that people want, right? So just so you can see, I haven't seen anything yet, right? And if we just double check the settings, conversation AI is turned on, and this I'll cover later, but just so you can see, there's no long wait time or anything. So the wait time before responding is 1 second. So it should pretty much be instantaneous. And I'll cover this at the end of the tests. So there's nothing here from the actual bot. Okay. So based on what I'm seeing, you guys can test this yourself. This is correct as of now, unless there's something I'm missing or there's something else that needs to be enabled. But from what I can see right now, if you test an outbound message from the GoHighLevel sub account that has the bot turned on, when the customer, responds, there is not a response that's automatically generated from the bot. And so that's what I was able to see right here. So the second test, right? So that's kind of the first one complete. So the second test would be receiving an inbound message from the GoHighLevel sub account with the bot turned on. So basically the exact opposite. So let's just say we, delete this contact, because if there is some sort of backend feature, which is part of, one of these, what I say here, which is that the automatic bot cannot be triggered manually, either to individual contacts or applied to contacts in bulk, no outbound SMS or database reactivation. If this is correct, then, I'm not going to be able to get a response from this bot, right? If I keep saying, hello, I'm not going to be able to potentially get a response from the bot, because there's something configured on the back end with how it's designed, where it appears like the bot will only be enabled when the contact is initiating the conversation for the first time. I think over time they'll add tags and different things like that, where you could segment who gets an automatic response. But once you see test 2, you'll see what I mean. So let's basically, this account can stay the same again, since this one doesn't have the bot. So what I need to do is, on the account that actually has the bot installed, if I go back here Sometimes this is a little glitchy. Okay, so if I delete this contact, okay, this is the contact, or this is the sub account that has the GoHighLevel booking bot installed into it. There is no, contact here. So if my understanding of this is correct, if I actually send a message here, right, regardless of previous conversation on this side, because this contact, or excuse me, this sub account has nothing to do with the booking bot on the other end. This would just be a consumer's, cell phone. So from my understanding, and my guess is that when there is a new contact ID created, which means a new contact starting a conversation for the first time, then the bot will actually engage, okay? So that is kind of a limitation right now because, if you have leads or things like that, and, you have to basically wait for the contact to start the conversation, that could be a limitation in the short term. So what I'm going to do, and like I said, it doesn't matter if there's an existing conversation here, but from, this account, because this account is just the lead. So the lead doesn't have a contact ID that it's tracking. It has nothing to do with that. So if I say hello here and I send this, if my understanding of this is correct, number one, the contact will pop up here, right? That will be a new contact ID. Even though it's the same phone number, I previously deleted that contact. So when we, delete the contact and then restart the conversation, even if it's the exact same name, exact same phone number, email, it's still considered a new contact ID, and this will respond automatically. So that's what I was able to see from my tests. So if I click send, right, we're going to see this. I'll just say this over here. That way it's very clear and I can keep this conversation thread open. If I send this, what should happen is we're going to get a new contact up here and we should get an automatic response from the actual, bot over here. I did not change the settings on this. I didn't do anything. Everything's the exact same. So let's go back over here and let's send this over and we should get a response pretty fast from the actual booking bot. And that's, like I said, from my limited testing. Yeah, there it is. So now the bot is turned on. So from what I'm able to tell right now, you are not able to initiate outbound messages or start conversations with contacts first, and then when contacts respond, have the bot actually re-engage the lead and get them to book an appointment. So like I said, the way that I'm seeing it work, and like I said, this may be adjusted, I may be missing something, but what I'm seeing right now is that the automatic version of the GoHighLevel booking bot will only respond if a message is first received from a customer, and I would even add from a customer that has a new contact ID. Okay, that's what I would add as well. And so you can see here the bot is now working, and I can say, okay, and basically it's just going to keep having conversation with me and attempt to get me to, complete the objective, right, which is actually booking an appointment. So I'm here to help. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to assist you. And, I can just say, just to show you the function of like this bot is now turned on, but it was turned on because I, the lead, the contact, was a new contact ID on the other side. And I also started the conversation. So from what I'm able to tell, this is, how it's working right now. So what does this mean? So the automatic bot cannot be triggered manually, right? Either to individual contacts or applied to contacts in bulk. And there's no ability, from what I can see, to send an outbound SMS or any sort of database reactivation because, number one, we tested just starting the conversation from our end as the actual business. And when there was a response from the contact, nothing, started. And then number two, this booking bot is not, it's not a workflow action or like a campaign or anything like that. So, like the one that I had created, basically you can start it just with a bunch of contacts and it'll just go, right? So there's no like workflow action for this new feature or anything like that where you can just, fire it up. Maybe over time there will be, but that's what I can see as of right now. So those are the first two tests to hopefully help you understand how it works. So now what I want to test is another observation that I have, which is that if we get the booking bot to send the calendar link to the contact and then we reply as the contact, and we see, okay, so this is what the test we're going to do. So we're going to get the booking bot to send the calendar link to the contact. Then we're going to reply as the contact, and we're going to see if the bot continues the conversation. So my hypothesis from my test was that once the calendar link is actually sent by the bot will disengage. So you can see here, like I can keep talking to this thing before the link gets sent. So I can say, cool, and like I can just keep saying cool, whatever, and it's just going to keep responding, right? And so what I found was that once I ask for the appointment, or it basically tries to get me to book the appointment, which is right here, and get me the booking link, from my test, it basically will not continue conversation with me once the link is actually sent. So it almost like times out. So this is a very easy test since we already have it working. And the reason it's working is because it was an inbound message from the actual contact with my thought is a new contact ID. So let me move this one down here and we'll run this test. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is we're just going to continue the conversation and just say, yes, I'd like to book an appointment. And so what it's going to do is it's going to respond over here and it's going to send me a link to the calendar that's associated with this conversation AI feature. So when you actually, create a calendar within GoHighLevel, the sub account where the bot is turned on, you actually choose a calendar here. So if I go create a new calendar here inside of the account that has the booking bot installed, if I just create a simple calendar and I do testing, YouTube calendar, and oops. So if I just confirm this thing, now when I go into this conversation AI, you'll see this new calendar right there. So this is directly linked to the calendars that are in the actual sub account. So when it sends you the link, right, and I say, yes, I'd like to book an appointment, what it's going to do is send me a link, right, automatically that's generated based on the calendar that is linked here. So if I go over here and say, yes, I'd like to book an appointment, what it should do is, pretty much immediately provide me the booking link. Okay, so this is not well, let me wait till it sends it and we'll finish the test. So it has now sent me this link. So if I click on this link, there is the calendar test, right, and I can book an appointment. Okay, so from what I was testing, right, once this link is sent by the bot, it just disengages. So let's just say, like, for whatever reason, I had another question or something like that, or I just was like, what times do you have available or anything like that. It, from my test, will not send anything else. And like I said, I could be wrong. But if I say, okay, right, you can see from previous tests, we could say cool, all these different things, and it would keep responding. From my test, it just stops right there. So if I say, hello, is anyone there? It's not going to basically send anything. And if you're wondering if that's a limitation of this feature, there's 25 messages that I programmed that actually that maxes it out, which I'll cover at the end. But we have not sent 25 messages from the bot. We've sent one, two, sorry, I think there were some before this, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we haven't sent more than 15 for sure. I think it's probably more like 11 or 12, but we haven't sent more than 15. So if I say, hello, are you there? It's not going to send me anything back. So, and it's not measuring if I actually did book the appointment or anything like that. It's actually just, for whatever reason, once this link passes through the system, it appears like it just disengages. So all these things are just what I'm able to observe from right now. So this from my test seems to be correct as well. Once calendar link is sent by the bot disengages. Okay. So that's what I'm able to see so far. So you cannot initiate conversations with contacts from an outbound perspective, whether it's a cold list or, contacts that you've already acquired and you're trying to start a conversation with them. If they respond, the bot will not turn on from what we saw right here. If a contact messages the phone number that's associated with the GoHighLevel sub account, and they are a new contact ID, I'm still not entirely sure about that, but it appears like that. So, and once again, this is all in beta, but I just saw this. I wanted to, I'm always on the lookout for, what's coming here with bots and stuff. So yeah, if you get an inbound message from the actual contact and they are a new contact within that sub account, the bot will work. And then for whatever reason, when the booking bot sends the calendar link to the contact, it kind of thinks like the job is done and it just stops. So those are the 3 tests that I felt were worthy to show you guys. Now, these are some other cool features. So you can limit the number of messages that the bot says or can send. And so, for example, if we go into here, this is the back end here where you program the system. So, one, we can change the wait time before responding. So if you want there to be like a 5-second delay or 10-second delay, something like that, minutes, you can adjust this here. So when the contact basically sends the message to the bot and it matches the condition that's required for the bot to actually work, then this will be the wait time. Now we also have the maximum messages that a bot can send to a contact. So basically, maximum messages a bot can send to a contact. The bot will go to sleep for that contact. If this limit is reached, to activate the bot again, mark the conversation as read. So let me try that to see if that does change anything. So mark as read. That'll probably reactivate it, but we still didn't hit the 25 message threshold. So I don't know if that's going to do anything. Maybe that's kind of how you control it. I don't know. So it's still, oh, there it is. Okay, so I think it's pulling now all of these messages. So that's a new kind of observation. So it doesn't seem like if you hit the limit, right? Because we definitely did not hit the limit. There's something to do with the link being sent. But if you want to like reactivate that, you just mark it as read. So I just learned that with you guys right on the video. So that's that. And this is cool though, because what you can do is this does actually pull, it says that it's going to pull messages. So like, let's say for example, you wait like 5 minutes just to like make the point clear. So if you wait 5 minutes to respond to the contact, then what it will do is if the contact sends multiple messages in that time frame, it's supposed to pull those and collect all the messages together and respond to them in one go. So that is cool. And then, yeah, so those are the two kind of features that I thought were really cool. These are some side notes and thoughts. I know people that are using my system, they can, some people use Calendly and just different calendar softwares, but this is just so you guys are aware, you cannot program the bot with an external calendar link like Calendly, because it'll probably create conflict between, what's programmed here natively in the backend with what I showed you and like a conflicting link. It would just have two links that it's supposed to be sending. So that's just a side note. Doesn't appear that you can segment the contact to run on specific tags, or any sort of like condition within the CRM. And then these are kind of this is my own question. So I'm wondering if the bot only starts when a contact initiates a conversation with a sub account for the first time. And now that I tested the mark as read feature, I'm going to try one last thing. But another thing is you are still going to need to build an effective prompt for any type of booking bot or ChatGPT type thing. So the prompt is what goes here, and basically, yeah, for those of you that have my system and, basically, whether you have my snapshot or my system, or we're going to start to use this, like I'm just doing whatever, like I'm just doing what's going to work the best. So, don't feel like if you have my system or anything like that, like all the same principles are going to apply. So I'm going to continue to be releasing resources and value and instructions on how to make these things better. So, I'll always take care of the people always take care of like you guys watching whatever it is. So, don't think that if this is like where it's going that like, oh no, I just have this snapshot now, like I'll always make sure that the value is there. So, it really, to me at this point, is just like a matter of understanding how they both work and going from there. It's not really like, oh no, now we can't do it. Like the future is bright for these types of things, and it's more about testing and figuring out which one works better and the limitations of them, because they're both going to have limitations. They're both going to have, pros. Like this is super easy. You click a button, turn it on, and there it goes, right? So there's all kinds of different benefits on both sides. I'll be continuing to provide resources and value around both of these. So, it really doesn't matter to me. So one quick thing I wanted to do though, is I want to now test what we tested on this first test, where let's say, this is going to be interesting, but what I want to test is basically, in the first test, we started an outbound conversation with this number, right? And when the actual, contact responded, the bot did not respond. So I'm wondering if, for example, we add this contact again and just say testing lead, if we can basically start the conversation and mark it as read, like right after. It would kind of be like a little hack, but yeah, it's not even, I wonder if I could mark as unread, and then now it's marked as unread, mark it as read, and then now if the contact responds, it'll respond. Like I kind of hacked it. Let's see. Hello there. And if the bot does respond, then that totally hacked it right there. And that's how you could do it, but you'd have to, let's see. That would have been kind of cool, to be honest, if that did. I guess they do have to actually send something, because, okay, so now if you guys are following me, you kind of figure out what I'm doing. So I'm going to mark it as read. So the contact did respond and the bot did not respond. So let me make sure I didn't mess with any of these settings. Yeah, 1 second. No, we're good. So if I mark it as unread and then just mark it as read. Now let's see if I say hello, which still would defeat the purpose because the contact is rarely going to respond twice like that. But let's see if that unjams it. Yeah. No, so for whatever reason, it's just not, you don't have the ability yet to initiate conversation with a contact and have the bot respond. So yeah, that concludes today's video. If you want to join our free group, free school group, join that down below. And if you want the GPT snapshot that I built, that's down below. I have all the links down below. And if you are a real estate investor and you're looking for off-market deals, book a call at newbreedinvestor.com. We just got a few more investors that just, that we just got connected with from my last video, and they were a perfect fit. So I'm looking to help a few more investors get some off-market deals, paid Facebook ads, and that's pretty much it. So I wanted to give you guys this update. I'll see you when I see you. All right, peace.